This video will be a full tour and documentation of this 2021 Toyota Highlander XLE.
This exterior color is known by Toyota as moon dust.
It does have smart key for the front doors. Front door panels do have storage areas with bottle holders, and of course you get power windows, locks, and mirrors.
The XLE trim has soft-tex seat upholstery, and this one comes in the black interior color scheme.
Both front seats have full power adjustments. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. On the key fob, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, tailgate release, and panic. And along with smart key, it also has push button start.
The Highlander is Toyota's entry in the very popular three-row family crossover segment, alongside other contenders like the Honda Pilot and Chevy Traverse. The model debuted for 2001, and as of 2022 is currently in its fourth generation. Using a modified Camry platform, the Highlander is also one of the longest-running vehicles in its segment. Early models actually didn't offer third-row seating, but a third row began being offered in 2004. Every generation so far has also been offered as a gas-electric hybrid. This 2021 we have here represents the Highlander's fourth and current generation, which made its debut for the 2020 model year. The Gen 4 Highlander rides on the Toyota New Global Architecture K platform, and is a complete redesign over the outgoing third generation. Like the last generation, it could seat either 7 or 8 people, depending on the configuration. Changes for 2021 include the addition of the sport-tuned XSE trim level. The trim levels for the 2021 model year Highlander include L, LE, XLE, XSE, Limited, and the range-topping Platinum. The Highlander Hybrid's trim levels are just LE, XLE, Limited, and Platinum. There are 2 different powertrains available. Non-hybrid models use a 3.5-liter V6 engine making 295 horsepower and an 8-speed automatic transmission. As for the Highlander Hybrid, it uses a 2.5-liter inline-4 paired up with permanent magnet electric motors to make 243 horsepower. The transmission on hybrid models is an eCVT. Your drivetrain options across the entire range are front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The XSE trim also adds sport-tuned suspension and some pretty cool cosmetic upgrades. Safety is also a top priority on the 21 Highlander, with all of them coming standard with Toyota's Safety Sense 2.5 Plus suite. You get things like adaptive cruise, pre-collision braking, lane departure alert, steering assist, auto high beams, and so forth. The Highlander also earned the IIHS's Top Safety Pick Plus award. In Toyota's US 2021 unibody crossover lineup, the midsize 3-row Highlander is the largest, slotting above the midsize hybrid-only Venza.
In the instrument cluster, you have 4 analog gauges, which are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. And front and center is this large digital info display, which can be controlled via the buttons right here on the steering wheel. Right here, you got toggles for all your safety settings, safety features. It has a 3-spoke designed leather-wrapped multifunctional steering wheel. There are sport grips at 10 and 2. And as for controls, on this side you have your information display controls. You got your hands-free phone and voice command button. Then you got your audio volume controls. Then on this spoke you have your different modes and C-track, along with your adaptive cruise control, lane centering. You can adjust your following distance. It is a tilt and telescopic steering wheel. You have your electronic fuel door release, some storage, your power tailgate release, your auto high beams, air vent for the driver, your panel dim along with your trip button so you can go between odometer and trip computers. On this side is your exterior lighting stock. And on this side is your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, you have your touchscreen infotainment system with some of your physical radio controls as well, along with shortcut buttons. Go over that more in a bit. Your passenger airbag indicator, all the controls for your front dual zone automatic climate control. You also have 3-stage heated front seats, air vents, your hazard light switch, some storage. In front of the shifter we got some storage with a power outlet and 3 USB ports. Putting it in reverse does reveal a backup camera. Next to the shifter you have 2 cup holders. You have your electronically operated parking brake along with auto hold. You have your drive mode selector. You have sport mode, eco mode, and normal mode. Got some different modes for your all-wheel drive system. Normal, then you have mud and sand, rock and dirt. Then you have the toggle button for your auto start-stop, hill descent control, snow mode, and traction control. Then your center console. You have a wireless charging pad. Fold that up to reveal storage area. Also another power outlet in there. The glove box is lockable. There's also a little bit of storage above the glove box. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights. It's got grab handles for both front seats as well as the second row on both sides. Your garage home link and your auto dimming rearview mirror. As for the overhead console, you have a sunglass holder, also a mirror to check on your passengers. Your overhead lighting. You also got your roadside assistance, and then your power sunroof controls. And then finally we'll go over the infotainment system. So this is the main menu. First is audio. Different sources to listen to music. You have AM, FM, Sirius XM, then you also got Bluetooth audio. Phone for pairing a phone. Any apps you might have. Screen projection. Vehicle info, you have alert history. And then your eco info shows how economically you've been driving. Along with your history. And setup. All sorts of just your system settings. You push map to bring up the navigation map, but this one doesn't have it. But now let's go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay. All 4 windows are fully automatic.
The rims on the XLE are these 18-inch machine-finished 5-spoke alloys. Non-hybrid 21 Highlanders are powered by a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6. It's a dual overhead cam 24-valve Atkinson cycle-capable engine with D4S port and direct fuel injection and dual VVTi technology. As for output, it makes a potent 295 horsepower at 6,600 RPM and 263 pound-feet of torque at 4,700 RPM. This engine is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission with a manual mode, and the Highlander in this video gets that power sent to all 4 wheels. Running on regular unleaded with a 17.9-gallon fuel tank, EPA estimates for the all-wheel drive Highlander are 20 mpg in the city and 27 mpg on the highway. It has a McPherson strut front suspension and a trailing wishbone rear suspension. Stopping the car are 4-wheel disc brakes with the front ones being vented. Base curb weight for the XLE trim is about 4,200 pounds. V6 Highlanders can also tow up to 5,000 pounds.
As you saw earlier, the fuel cap is on the driver's side. The rear door panels also have bottle holders and storage. Got your rear sunshades. But first we'll check out the third row seat. Alright, here we are in the third row. Very small and cramped. This is definitely not ideal for a full-size adult. But for smaller people or kids, this is definitely nice to have. This third row. And you have cup holders on either side. Air vents. But, I mean, yeah, not very comfortable for a full-grown adult. But now we'll check out the second row. The front seats both have storage pockets in the backs of them. And you also have rear zone climate controls. And a couple USB ports. Got a folding center armrest with 2 cup holders. Now, space and comfort back here is pretty good. for someone who's about 6'1", and I even put the front seat where I would have it roughly if I was driving. And the legroom is still good. My feet can fit underneath the seat. Headroom is pretty good too, since they made sure to raise the headliner. No, the third row is very cramped, but that's, just for, if it's a large family with little kids who are going to be okay back there, the third row is always nice to have. Single exhaust, you got your rear wiper, and it does have a power tailgate.
With all the seats up, the Highlander offers 16 cubic feet of cargo space. Folding down the third row increases cargo space to 48.4 cubic feet. Finally, with both the second and third rows folded down, you get 84.3 cubic feet.
Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2021 Toyota Highlander. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.